Tampa was just rated by Forbes magazine as the best place in Florida to live for 2023. Let's talk about some of the things in Tampa that are overhyped. I'm Sam, and thanks for coming by the Living in Tampa channel, where we make videos for you about what it's like to live in Tampa. Also, we are real estate professionals and would love to hear from you if you have any real estate needs in Florida. Call, text, or email us anytime and we will get back to you and connect you with our team and help you in any way we can. So I talk to people all the time that are moving here, and I often hear pretty similar things that people are interested in. One of my missions in all of this is to make sure they don't buy into too much hype about things that everybody is excited about from a distance. So I just wanna bring up 6 of the most overhyped things in the Tampa area, and make sure we put them in their place. Number 1 on this list is Clearwater Beach. Clearwater Beach, a client told me recently, reminded him of Margaritaville. Sometimes I refer to it as the Disney of beaches. It feels a little bit like an amusement park. And Clearwater Beach is very popular for good reasons as well. It is a beautiful beach. As you arrive in Tampa, you drive from the airport on Highway 60 all the way out to the water. Highway 60 ends at Clearwater Beach. And Clearwater Beach has like a nice outdoor mall out there. First of all, Clearwater Beach is a separate town from Clearwater. And so Clearwater Beach has really nice like shopping out there, restaurants, all those kind of things. And it's chaotic. There's hotels, there's condos, there's everything out there. But that makes the beach experience kind of this high pressure, like you have to enjoy it in a certain way or you're not getting your money's worth. That's kind of how I feel at an amusement park. So if it's not Clearwater Beach, then what beach should you go to? There's all kinds of other beaches. If you're visiting here, I would just go north or south of Clearwater Beach. So north of there would be Honeymoon Island. That area is actually a state park, so you have to pay the entrance to get in. There's no restaurants out there. There's none of that kind of vibe. And I really love that beach. There's also like nature trails out there. Mosquitoes can be pretty bad out there. Make sure you have bug spray, but you're more likely to find like big pretty shells out on that beach and just have a different kind of experience. There's also a dog beach up there by Honeymoon Island, and the dog beach is pretty nice. So it's one of the few beaches that allows dogs, but not a lot of people go out there and it stays pretty kind of empty and nice. And so if you have a dog that you want to take to the beach, that's a really good option. Or just south of Clearwater Beach, if you just go over this little bridge, then you're in the Sand Key area. There's a few condo buildings right there, and there's a really nice public beach. Okay, number 2 overhyped thing, hurricanes. Of course we have hurricanes. We're right here in Florida. It's part of living here. Is one of the things you have to deal with. But for the past 3 years, they've said that my house is gonna be completely underwater. And it just hasn't been. This area hasn't had a direct hit in so long. We thought that last one, Hurricane Ian, was going to, and then it turned into Fort Myers kind of at the last minute. And the overhyped thing about hurricanes is actually people acting like they know what's going to happen. The weather stations, they play into the drama, they project what's gonna happen, they project all these people that are gonna be affected, but they just don't know that much about what's going to happen once that storm hits Cuba. Cuba's kind of like a speed bump for these hurricanes a lot of the time, and you just don't know what's gonna happen after that. I'm not trying to say hurricanes can't be dangerous, because it might even be dangerous just to lose power and water, and that's often what happens to us in this area when there is a hurricane, or when there is even just extreme tropical weather. But everyone thinking they know exactly what's going to happen doesn't usually happen the way they think. Okay, number 3 kind of overhyped thing about the Tampa area is the food scene. Tampa food is on the rise, but I've been to a lot of cities in the US and around the world where the food is just more experiential, where you feel like kind of every place you're going to have a unique experience. Tampa, St. Pete, this whole area isn't quite like that yet. There's a lot of good places, and good food is pretty easy to find nowadays. And it's even getting some attention. So over the next 2 years, a Michelin guide will be put together for Tampa, which I don't care that much about. I don't care about those kind of fancy restaurants so much, but it does say something about the city. And I'm excited about that. The food's not gonna change your life, so don't come here just for the food. Okay, number 4 overhyped thing. This is something that people ask about a lot when they're moving here, is car insurance. If you look up online, it talks about how expensive car insurance is in Tampa. And it is a little bit more expensive than other states. We moved here from Colorado and our insurance went up about 30-40%. But it didn't go up to these extreme amounts that are mentioned online, like $4,000 a year, $3,000 a year. It didn't go up like that at all. There are a couple zip codes in central Tampa where car insurance is super expensive, and it's because of this specific state highway that is the most dangerous state highway in the US. It's this one little stretch of a road in the middle of Tampa. You're not likely going to live right on that road. And I don't want to target that area and say don't live in this area because car insurance is expensive, because the odds are you're not going to be searching in that area anyway. So your car insurance isn't going to be $3,000 or $4,000 a year. It's going to be pretty manageable unless you've had like tickets and accidents constantly. Okay, number 5 overhyped thing about the Tampa area is flood insurance. People ask a lot about flood insurance. Flood insurance is pretty easy to avoid. And I happen to be one of those idiots that did not avoid it. I kind of wish I would have. My flood insurance is almost $3,000 a year. Yeah, we live really close to the water, but we could be a little further away and get that money back. But if you're thinking of kind of a suburban feel, if you're thinking of, honestly, most areas you can avoid flood insurance, even if you want an old, charming house in St. Petersburg, or you want a suburban feel in Tampa, avoiding flood insurance is pretty easy. Okay, and here's the final overhyped thing about Tampa. Locals think the traffic's bad, but honestly, the traffic is not bad. It's not life-changing. I was just in Denver and drove one direction at night in the dark and then back the same direction the next morning, and my trip was doubled. The traffic in Tampa does not impact you in that way. Your time is not going to double unless there's, a big accident or the road's closed or something like that. But the typical commute traffic is going to make your trip 20 to 30% longer, not 100% longer. And if you're coming from other areas, you realize traffic can't be worse than, LA or New York or something like that. And it's true, it's not that bad. Okay, so these are just some of the overhyped things about Tampa. Some of the things that people are excited about, some of the things that people complain about. And I'm just trying to add some more layers of context and information to help you decide if Tampa is right for you. And if it is, we would love to hear from you. Please give us a call, send us a text, or send us an email, and connect with our team so we can just see how we can help you. As always, thanks for coming by.